Thank you guys so much for coming on. I can't really see who is on just yet, but thank you guys so much for taking the time out today on this Saturday to come on and just be here with us. I believe that this is something God wants to tackle in terms of sisterhood. It's time for us, women of God, women of virtue, to arise. It's time for us to put all of the petty things aside. And that's why, for those of you who know me, you know my heart's desire is of that of healing for us as women to go through inner healing so that we can be our sister's keeper. I'm so excited to introduce this beautiful woman of God. Her name is Chaunise Hill. And I know Chaunise from high school, actually. Chaunise and I attended the same high school, which is East High School. And we were both on the same cheerleading squad. And that's how I know Chaunise. And I have followed her since from my transition from Ohio to back to my country, which is Trinidad and Tobago. I transitioned to here, and I kept in contact, or I kept following her pages. She has her own magazine, she has her own women ministry. So I'm getting ready to
for my pacemakers people, guys, we are on live with Daddy's Little Butterflies. Nicole is in Trinidad, so we are not just here in America. We are out in Trinidad getting this word out about sisterhood and about love. Thank you guys for having me on here today. Technical difficulties and all. I'm so excited to be here and have this conversation with you all. So thank you so much for having me, Nicole. Yeah, like you said, we do know each other from cheer days.
Right?
Like that's like for sisterhood. So when you ask me to do this, I'm like, yes. For y'all that don't know, Nicole was like one of the nicest, sweetest spirits that I have ever met. Like this is nothing new. Like, she has really been like this since the day that I met her. Like, oh, I just want to hug her. I just want to keep her.
Oh, girl, you are too sweet. And I felt the same for you too, because obviously back then I was much older, and I think when I graduated, I don't think we were on the squad together at the same time, but no. I remember you guys being around and always just so sweet and so humble. And you were always, even when I came back to coach at a particular time, you were always so humble. You were always so sweet. You were always so yes. You were all, you know what I mean? There was never a resistance. You yourself always had that humble spirit from day one. And listen, it has been the same now, even now in reconnecting with you. Who would have thought that God would have brought us back together to literally do this? You know what I'm saying? So I am like so
again, thank you ladies for having me here today. If you follow me on social media, y'all know it's been a while since I went live. It has been a minute. It's been like over a year, so I was kind of nervous putting this together. But when Sis said come on and talk about sisterhood, I said, okay, let me click back in and get myself together. For those of you who are new to me, again, my name is Chaunise Hill. Some of you may know me as Sister Shiar. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, currently in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a wife, a mommy, boy mom. So y'all pray for me just because I am a boy mom, potty training and whatnot right now. And also an entrepreneur. I do have my own magazine, Pacemakers Magazine, and it's geared towards women of color, women of God, just giving us encouragement, inspiration, fun, entertainment, family, all of that good stuff. So sisterhood, this is right up my alley. So in doing this, I was kind of like, okay, I'm excited, but at the same time, I know where I'm at in my growth. So I was kind of like, okay, am I really fit at this moment where I am to be someone speaking towards sisterhood? And I said, you know what, I am. because I'm learning, I'm healing, because I've had my negative experiences. Shoot, I didn't even gave negative experiences, if we're gonna be real today, okay? And if you didn't come here to be real and to really dig into yourself and really dig into your thoughts and your ways and behaviors, and really at a place where you want to have that renewing of your mind, you might want to exit this conversation right now, okay? Because that's what we're here to do today, okay? To address some things, really be real about where we are, and just growing as women and growing our bonds and sisterhoods. So I'm gonna be posing a lot of questions today. So you might have to keep this recording and go back and jot some things down, but I'm gonna be posing a lot of questions to us today. And a lot of them that I've started asking with myself over this past year, and things that I'm also working on. So, going into this, it made me reflect on the conversation I had with my niece this summer. I was working, she was sitting next to me, she was on TikTok. You know, she was just up under me while I was working, and I loved it because I don't get to see her a lot. But I said, sis, something, something, something. And she looked me dead in my face and said, I'm not your sister, I'm your niece. So me being me, I looked her dead back in the face and said, is God everybody's daddy? She said, yeah. I said, okay, so if God is your daddy and God is my daddy, doesn't that make us sisters? She gave me a sly little look and said, okay, we sisters. And that's kind of the attitude that we got to have towards each other, that we are sisters, no matter if we are strangers, we are, you know, we've known each other forever, just the girl at the grocery store. We are all women. We are all sisters to each other. And it's very evident that everyone does not see things that way, and we don't always operate in that manner of sisterhood with each other. Because let's be truthful, we've all had different type of experiences, you know, having traumatic experiences, being bullied by different girls growing up, you know, even into adulthood, bullying is still very real towards one another, and it builds wounds within our minds, within our hearts, and makes us put up our guards. And being grown women, you know, women of God, we need to address those things with ourselves so that we can see the goodness and all the benefits of having women to women relationships with each other, because it's so much power and so much strength in that. So I want to start off by understanding what exactly is sisterhood. All right. And I like to go into the dictionary because I want to make sure I understand everything and know what I'm talking about and I don't look stupid. Okay. So sisterhood, according to Merriam Dictionary, is the solidarity of women based on shared conditions, experiences, and concerns. So basically, we're connected by the things that we've been through. We're connected from a place of empathy. Empathy is to feel with somebody. Like I understand you because I've been there, I've done that, I've experienced those things. And then also sympathy as well too, I think can be incorporated, that feeling for, like, I may not have gone through that, but I understand how that affected you. I understand your mindset. I understand where you're coming from. So having those shared bonds between each other. And, you know, when I think about my girlfriends, I can say, okay, I sympathize and empathize with different things that they've gone through. And I'm sure that they feel those same things towards me. So yeah, and this is a two-way street too. So don't think we're just talking to us sisters. And I say us a lot because I'm addressing myself as well. When this is a two-way street. So not only us who struggle with giving sisterhood, but also receiving it too. That's the side of it that I don't think we also address, that those guards that we have up, we don't allow those good women who come around us to really love on us and be sisters to us. And that's an issue as well too that we're going to definitely dive into today. So what does being a sister really looks like? What does it look like? So being a sister looks like, I want to see her win in her personal life, in her business, even if she might be the quote unquote competition at work. Y'all might be going for the same job, but she's another woman there and you wanting to see her win of, hey, did you send in your resume on time? Okay, all right, let's go. Like that healthy competitive nature between each other. I don't care who wins, as long as one of us get this position, sis. Wanting to see, you know, another woman win in life and in all things that she does. That's what being a sister is. Now, receiving that sisterhood is, not being fearful that women have ulterior motives when they're coming into your life. Because I know I've definitely had those, like, okay, why is she really coming around? Like, what's she really looking for? And that can stop me, that can block my blessing of somebody beautiful coming into my life if I have those different kind of guards up. Being a sister looks like uplifting her when she's down, when she's not in a good place, and not using her moments of weakness, not using her moments of fault as daggers and points of gossip later on down the line. Maybe y'all get into a little pit or whatever, and you want to say, yeah, because and you want to bring up different faults or different shortcomings that she's dealt with in the past that personally because you were in her life. Because that gossiping, baby, that definitely kills a lot of the positive spirit that women have towards each other, being worried about that. So, those are just a few examples of what sisterhood looks like, giving and receiving. When it comes to the qualities of sisterhood, it's different qualities of relationships that are important. But I think for us, and digging into this, I think the qualities of honesty and loyalty are very important when it comes to women bonding to each other. When it comes to honesty, just knowing that your sister, that woman is going to keep it real with you, whether you right or when you wrong. Your real friend is going to come to you and say, okay, see, no, you wrong because X, Y, and Z. Or they're going to have your back like, no, you right, I got you. Yes, no. And they're going to affirm where you are and what you're saying and what you're doing. And that keeping it real, it's a thin line with keeping it real for the right and wrong reasons. I've definitely seen in working with youth and working with teens where young girls and teens have played this game called Keep It Real, where they sit around and basically bash each other. Oh, keeping it real, I don't like the way you, or keeping it real, I don't like the way you dress. Keeping it real, I really don't like your voice. Keeping it real, I'm only your friend because your friends would like, that's not the type of keeping it real we want to do. And I've seen that in adults too, using keeping it real and actually having the guts to use scripture to be the foundation of it, like using Proverbs 27:5, open rebuke is better than secret love. Yes, but no. That doesn't mean that we take that spirit and take that time to be mean and be harsh towards one another. Being real and being open, being honest is about using kindness and consideration to help uplift her, pointing out things to help her be a better version of herself. So yeah, I've definitely seen scripture even being used, and that's just that just turns my stomach to think that some people think that that's okay. And we got to be mindful of that type of mindset when we're dealing with each other. That other quality that's important to us, loyalty. Like, who doesn't want to know that you got my back, I got your back? We want that in every type of relationship, with our girlfriends, with our husbands, with our family members. We want to know that the people that are around us, we are safe with them. Having that loyalty and honesty is majorly important to us as women. And I'm sure we can point out a bunch of other things, but I thought those two were very, very important for us. So really starting to get into the meat of this conversation, we got to dig into our history, because we know in order to get to your certain better future, you got to dig into your past. You got to dig into your history about things. And we have to understand where our disconnect comes from. And sometimes that disconnect in our woman to women relationships, it comes from our relationship with our moms. Think about it. That's the first woman that we have a connection with. That's where we learn to relate to other women, in our relationship with our mothers. So I want to pose these questions, and it might make you feel the type of way to have to ask yourself these questions and really dig into it, but let's do that. And these are things that I've had to ask myself. In your relationship with your mother, were you able to really talk with her and be yourself with her? Were you able to trust and confide in her about things that you were going through? As an adult, has a friendship-like bond been created between you two? Like, really think about that. Like, really do, because a mother is that guiding force, that first interaction for a young girl, as I said. So, you know, and not even just mothers, that mother figure. Some of us may have been raised by our grandmothers or our aunts and things like that. So when I had to address that question, I had to, you know, be honest with myself and say, you know what, that might be a little bit of where my disconnect came from, because I didn't have that, you know, TV show mom type of relationship with my mom growing up. So, you know, we have to address those things. And then look at what you learned in your woman to woman relationship with your mom. You know, were you what did she teach you about sisterhood? Did she have close friends that you were able to watch her interact with and understand, okay, this is how you deal with your girls, this is how you talk with your girls, this is how you hang out with them? Were you able to do that? How did she speak about women to you? You know, did she bash other women and say, oh, you know, forget these women, and, you know, use all types of negative language, negative mindsets about, you know, other women around you? Did she do those kind of things? And think about how that shaped your views of how you deal with women. All right. And we take on these different mindsets of the women around us, of how we interact with other women, and sometimes it's not positive. You know, we got to take the good that we learned, but also address those negatives, because that is our foundation. All right. So with having that understanding, because that's more of a personal thing, you kind of got to dig into that past. I just want to give a piece of advice to mothers: like, build relationships with your daughters. I'm a boy mom, so I don't have a daughter to pour into, but I've had the pleasure of working with children, working with youth. So I have my little babies, you know, my girls that gathered around me and took hold of me, and I made it a point to build relationships with them and let them know that it's a safe and trusted place with me to talk and be yourself and to, you know, get advice. And not only was I giving to them, but I gained from them as well. So moms, build those relationships with your daughters, encourage them to make female friends, you know, be an example through your friendships with other women. If you are a girl mom and you don't have any female friends, make it a point to make some, so that your daughter can see you interact with other women and see how that woman builds you up and how you build that woman up. You know, be that example. And, you know, just speaking to the, you know, relationships with moms and daughters, you know, daughters, maybe you went through that list of questions and saw, yeah, you know, I didn't have that connection. Take the time to dig into your mother's history, her past, where she came from, where she developed her mindsets and things from, because maybe nobody was there to guide her and to teach her in certain things. And mommy can't give you what she does not have, plain and simple. So have that love and understanding and compassion for her, and break that cycle going forward with your daughters, with your nieces, with your cousins, with the little girl down the street. You know, address that. Okay. So now I got to get a little personal. We got to dig into our present self. You know, that past is definitely keep us digging to, but we got to address our self right here, right now. Felicia Rashad, I was watching a video of her speaking, and she, Claire Huxtable, you don't remember from from the Cosby Show, she said, some of our greatest obstacles are the ones that we put in front of ourselves. And over the past year, I've had to really get an understanding on how I feel about me is reflected in the way that I interact and deal with other women. It's seriously that deep. The way that I love and care about me is going to be reflected in the way that I love and care about other women. Like, really think about it. So like, if I'm insecure about material things, my cars, my home, the way I dress, the way I look, how do you think I'm going to treat a woman who I think is beautiful and is living, you know, a certain lifestyle that maybe I aspire to have some type of resemblance of? How might I treat that woman if I'm insecure in where I'm at? If I'm impatient with my growth, because my growth is not by my own standard. My growth is based off how the Most High, how God is moving me. So if I'm impatient with where I'm at in the season that I'm in, as far as my relationship status, you know, my career and things like that, how am I going to treat a woman who I see that I believe is thriving in those areas? I might feel a little threatened. I might feel a little intimidated. A little jealousy, a little envy may come in. You know, so it's very important to understand that how I feel about me and where I'm at is going to show in how I deal with other women and other people in general. But we're speaking specifically today about sisterhood and dealing with other women. So yeah, having those insecurities, and we all have them. We all have them. If you want to fake the funk like you don't have any insecurities about anything in your life, log off, because this conversation is not for you. Okay, it may not be in everything and in every area, but we all have our thing that we want to improve on and get better on. So and that's an insecurity. You're not secure in it. It's not a bash. It just is what it is. But when we let that jealousy and envy come in, because that's a lot of what we deal with and why we have such a hard time connecting with one another, we begin to down talk one another's accomplishments. I can't talk today. Accomplishments, material things, how she looks. We might, you know, her status, the way that she lives her life. You know, we may begin to downplay that woman's light because we feel that we aren't where we want to be, and that's a problem. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with wanting growth and wanting development and wanting to get certain places in life. Not at all. We should all be setting goals and trying to get to our ultimate goals in life. That's not a problem at all. The problem comes in when our insecurities begin to negatively impact our relationships with others. Then, Houston, we got a problem, okay? And that brings me to mind of the scripture, 1 John 4:20, and it says, if a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother or sister, who he hath seen, how can he love God who he hath not? So if you don't have love for your sister, if you don't have compassion, understanding, grace towards your sister who you can see with flesh and blood, you can touch her, you can see her. If you don't have that type of love for somebody who you can touch and feel and see, how can you truly say you love a being, God, who you have not laid eyes on? You can only have faith is real and is there. So that, like, really think about that. If you're not loving, you're hating. Plain and simple. So how do we begin to heal ourselves? Because we all have our stuff. I know I experienced being bullied in school. You know, it just is what it is, because I didn't do the, I didn't join in on bullying other people and talking about other people. So because I didn't join in on the negativity, I became a target. And like to the point where I didn't want to go to school. Girls were making up rumors like, oh, Chaunise was on the phone talking to this person and she said this about this person. Now somebody want to get into a fight with me. Y'all don't talk to me in class. Why would I be on the phone with you having conversations about somebody else? So like I've experienced these things. So it's and those things can definitely bruise your heart, bruise your mind, and make you put up a guard in dealing with other women, which is a traumatic experience. And it takes sometimes a lifetime for people to get over those things. But that's why we're having this conversation here today, because we got to address those types of things. Because we don't want to carry that weight. Just like Erykah Badu, bag lady, you're going to miss your bus carrying all them bags. That's baggage, honey. And we cannot carry that with us in this life. We want to walk light. We want to walk in light and walk lightly, carrying nothing but the good with us everywhere that we go. So how do we start to heal personally so that we can be better sisters and better women towards one another? And one thing that I say all the time is we got to monitor our inner conversations. Like really address anything negative that comes to our mind, address it immediately and swiftly. Like we've heard the saying that 90% of our inner conversation is negative. I can attest to that. I literally have to have notes around my desk of scriptures and positive things to keep my mind on track, because our minds can definitely float into a negative place. You know, the old saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground. Factoids, okay? Facts. So we have to monitor those inner conversations, because words are powerful. Think about it. In the scripture, in Genesis, when God created the world, he said, let there be light. He said, let there be trees. He said, let the waters. He said those things. He spoke those things to existence. So words create worlds for ourselves and for others. And the things that I say to myself and speak to myself and speak into myself about me will become my reality. Just the same as the things that I say to somebody else can create their reality. And I don't want to put anything but love and light into myself, so I can't do anything less towards anybody else. So we got to monitor those inner conversations with ourselves. All right. And this is something that I personally am working on, y'all. If I showed you my desk, you will see my little scriptures and whatnot laid around. All right. So we have to learn to redirect our thoughts about ourselves. Play some calming music, some animal sounds, some water, some nature, something to redirect your mind and your spirit. So when I say spirit, I'm speaking of our mindsets. Physically getting up and stretching and breathing. We know that the physical body is connected to the mind, connected to the spirit. So get up and literally stretch your muscles, breathe air into your lungs, breathe out. Because, when you're tight in your body, your mind becomes tight, and then, it goes all downhill from there. So get up, stretch your body, especially in this COVID era where a lot of people are working at home and things like that. Really take care of yourself physically. Meditation, it doesn't have to be anything super exaggerated or anything like that, but just reflecting on scriptures, positive things, positive thoughts, positive affirmations, repeating them in your head rather than that negative thought that you got going on around you. Sitting there, how we used to have to write lines when we were in school, I will not talk in class, right? I will love myself. I am enough. I am beautiful. Write those things. Let those things be the reoccurring thoughts inside your heart, and pour into you, pour into yourself, pour some positivity into yourself. Definitely, do some therapeutic journaling. Get you a journal and write down the things that are triggering you into these negative mindsets, and why. Like really dig into yourself, do some therapy with yourself and figure that out. I've been doing that, and it's very enlightening to understand my triggers. And then what else we can do to get ourselves into a good place, to be better sisters, to be better women, wife, and mothers, is to figure you out. Figure you out. Begin to make your long and short-term goals and work yourself backwards. What do I need to do to get to that? Because if I'm focused on my goals and where I'm going, I'm not insecure and not having an attitude of gratitude about where I'm at, because I know I'm progressively working on me. I'm getting there. So I can't be tight about myself and looking at the next woman sideways because she's progressing and I'm doing nothing. No, if I have a plan in place, I'm working towards building myself up. So I'm not going to have a negative mindset about the next woman doing her thing. Cause like, oh, she doing her thing. Me too. Hey sis. That's how we want to carry ourselves. That's how we want to move. Like I said, with the physical, work out, eat better. When you eat good, you feel good. I'm working on it, y'all. I like my Oreos and my cookies and my cakes and stuff, but I'm a flexitarian, as we call it. So I got my vegan stuff, and I might have some chicken wings, a couple of days later. But I'm working on it. Feed your body good. Do your body good. Redefine your personal style. If you just go out and you looking at other women because you feel like they extra fly and flashy and all this, that, and the third one, don't get overtaken with that. Do you, be you. But maybe revamp your wardrobe. I know for me, going, into a more modest lifestyle in the way that I dress has a total change in my spirit and mind. I've been doing this over the past 4 years and just learning and redefining it and just figuring out and having fun. So I'm less concerned about, looking like the next person or the next person looking better than me. Like, I got my own style. I got my own swag. I do me. So, do those things for yourself so that you're less concerned about others. And at the end of the day, it's about being your own friend. Trust and believe in you. Trust and believe in you through God, through the Most High God, knowing that He's going to take care of you. We got to just focus on doing good and being good, and He'll take care of the rest of each other. All right, so let me see where I was at. Okay. Be your own friend. Trust and believe in yourself through the Most High God. Be your own friend. Talk nice to yourself. Love yourself. Build you up. Write down your goals. Write down where you want to be. Journal out. Do all of that. Get you together. And it don't mean, let me get myself fully together and then I'm going to try to go be a good sister. No, do it simultaneously, because as you building yourself up, the way that you're going to heal yourself is through building those relationships. That's going to help you along the way. So don't think, okay, I need to be perfectly good with myself and then I can be a good sister to somebody. No, because bringing those women into your life, being open, letting your guard down, bringing the right people into your life is going to help heal you. It's going to help fill in your puzzle, as my sister Bethany like to say. Fill in your puzzle, sis. I love it, love it, love it. All right. All right. So we done dealt with our history, understanding where we learned our mindsets from, relationships with our mothers, the women in our lives, even down to social media and reality television. That definitely plays a role in it, because we know, watching the Housewives and stuff, I get more drama than learning about sisterhood. But it is what it is. That's the world we live in today. Then we addressed ourselves, working on our personal insecurities and things like that, building ourselves up, because of how we feel about ourselves is reflected in sisterhood. So now we got to really dig into how to heal, how to move forward, digging into our future. At this point, we have to change. We have to choose to change our mind. We have to choose to change our approach to how we deal with other women. Okay. I've heard so many women say, ain't no sisterhood out here. I don't deal with women. I don't trust women. I completely understand, but I don't condone it. Okay. And that's for myself as well. Okay. We've all had traumas. We've all had hurts. We've all seen some shady things go down with other people, but we have to choose to change our minds. All right. Because yes, we went through those hard things and we had to build up our walls and build a certain, okay, I'm only dealing with the people that's in my circle, no new friends. We had to put those things there to protect ourselves. We had to put those mindsets there to protect us. But the mindsets that we use to survive those hard times, we may not want to carry with us for the rest of our lives, because that's too big of a burden to have to carry. We gotta, like I said, lighten our load. Erykah Badu, bag lady. We cannot carry that with us. And I'm speaking to myself as well. Like, this part really hit me, because I'm like, yeah, you gotta drop that weight, sis. You gotta drop it. And learn to be the sister that you want to see. Like, so many times, especially in congregations and in communities of God, in the churches, which is, so crazy. It's like, it's no sisterhood. Be the sister that you want to see. Be a reflection of the love that Christ died for. He literally, a real human person, gave their life to be an example of what it means to love others. So that's what we need to be in our reflections of our sisterhoods to one another. And we begin to be that reflection of that Christ-like love through the fruits of the Spirit. You know, think about it. Fruit is nourishing for your body. It's naturally sweet. It's water. You know, we need water to live. So the fruits of the Spirit. So what are the fruits of the Spirit that we need to possess and learn and express to others? Galatians 5:22 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is," and it's going to give us a list, and let's go down each one of them to get a little understanding of them. But the fruits of the Spirit is love, which is warm affection for each other, joy, excitement, enthusiasm, peace, that calmness of spirit, calmness of mind, long suffering, patience. Y'all, patience has been on my prayer list all this week. I told y'all I got a 2-year-old and I'm potty trained, so patience, that's at the top of my prayer list for this week. Facts, okay, y'all. Gentleness, which is an approachable kindness. When a sister see you, she should be able to like, okay, she's safe. She I think she's good. You know, you should be that white. Your presence, your spirit should be that white flag of peace and love and kindness. The next fruit of the Spirit, gentleness. Goodness, being morally sound. Goodness is being morally sound. Those 10 commandments, love God, you know, thou should not kill, thou should not, all of that, those 10 commandments, that's the moral law, being morally sound with one another. That's goodness. Faith, having hope in or hope for a person or a situation. Meekness, which is unassuming humility. Temperance, self-control. Against such there is no law. So these are the different qualities that we have to begin to learn and possess so that we can get to a better place in the way that we deal with others. Because if we're focused on love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance, we don't have time for the negativity. We don't have time for jealousy. We don't have time for envy. We don't have time for strife. We don't have time for gossiping because we're too preoccupied with the things that are good. We simply just won't have time and won't have space for that in our hearts and in our minds. So, and remember, this is not just giving these qualities, but letting someone else give that to us. Okay, we have to allow people to love on us, allow people to be at peace with us by not rousing things up. You know, we have to, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. So when we don't operate in the fruits of the Spirit, we're operating out of fear. All right. And 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind." So, if you're not operating in love and kindness and meekness, you're operating out of fear because now you got your guard up. You don't know, your spirit is confused and you're scared. You're putting your guards up, not letting anybody in, which is including God, which is including the love of Christ. Think about it. So when we allow fear to get in, we're not having the faith that she might be a good person just like me. You're not the only good person in the world. You're not the only real person in the world. You're not the only good friend in the world. There are other people who possess those qualities, but if we're too busy operating in fear, we're not going to allow ourselves to see that in others. So you're not the only real one, sis. Let another real one come into your life. When we're operating in fear, that's when jealousy, like I said, that creeps in, which I think is one of the major issues that we deal with as women. Instead of, us having jealousy, fearing that another woman is going to come in and take whatever position or status or whatever it is that you might hold, rather than seeing her and getting next to her and learning and building with her. We want to build with each other. We don't want to tear each other down. It might seem simple and basic for some, but for others, it's like, okay, yeah, I really need to work on this. And something that we have to stop doing, we got to stop comparing ourselves to each other. I'm me with my own gifts and talents and blessings in life. And she is her with her own gifts, talents, and blessings. There's no reason to compare and feel like we got to be in competition with each other because of that. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what she had to go through to get the things that she got in life, to get that nice car, to get that relationship with her husband that she got, to live the life that she lives. I don't know what hard things she had to go through to get there. And if I'm looking at her, seeing that, and instead of feeling intimidated, maybe I need to get next to her and say, okay, sis, what did you have to go through to get there? What step did you have to take? Because I'm trying to get myself to this certain level. You in competition, my cousin just said this on Facebook. You in competition with somebody you should be learning from. And that's a fact. Too many of us, we've been trained by the world and society to see each other as competition rather than as partners in crime. Let's run this up and let's do this together. Let's get the best out of this. Two are better than one. Okay. And when we're operating in fear, we're operating in everything except for the fruits of the spirit. We're making God look bad. Think about it. If we're saying, oh, I'm a woman of God, I'm a woman of the Most High, and we're not expressing love, joy, meekness, calmness, all these things, if we're not being a reflection of that, we're making God look bad. Really sit with that. Think about it. I'm going to sit in my water while you think about it. We make God look bad when we say that we're his people and we're not living our life in a reflection of it. I can remember going to church, being younger and going to school and seeing women, being older women, being a younger, watching older women, be mean and spiteful and, talk bad about each other. And it's like that. I don't feel like that's how we're supposed to be. I didn't see enough of women embracing and loving each other. So we have to, we got to come out of that, especially if we're in this place of breaking cycles in the way that we think and the way that we move with all that's going on in the world. We have to break these cycles. Through operating in the fruits of the spirit, we begin to develop who we are as individuals. And I believe that two things begin to develop in us, two important things, which is compassion as one of them, and spiritual understanding. An example of us gaining compassion would be, you meet a woman, you go somewhere, you meet a woman. Maybe you didn't get the embrace that you wanted from her or expected from her. So now you got a bad attitude about her, like, oh yeah, she's so she got a bad attitude. I don't know, she wasn't nice, all this and that and the third. But compassion in you will let you think, you know what, maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe she was going through something. Let me check in with her and see, sis, you okay? You seem a little off. Everything okay with you? And maybe she'll open up and let you know, yeah, sis, I'm going through it today. I'm dealing with something. Rather than you leaving and carrying a negative attitude about her to where now you're not dealing with her and, it builds on the negative traumas that you've already had. Have that love and compassion for her and check in. And I can say, I get in my emails too sometimes. So I have to check myself, and understand that, even if I'm going through something within myself, I have to understand how it can negatively impact those around me, because I don't want to offend my sister because I'm going through it within myself and I'm not dealing with it well visually, in the way that I'm behaving. So now she got a bad taste in her mouth. And me, it's like, no, sis, I was just dealing. So next time I see her, I'm on 100. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm in a good place. But now her spirit, like, Okay, so we have to be mindful. So have compassion for one another. I feel like that's something that's going to develop when we operate in the fruits of the spirit. And also spiritual understanding. I was talking to my sister Sherry. We went out for lunch and we were talking about how we as women, we're intimidated by each other. it's just something that we do. We're sometimes very intimidated by each other, and not even realizing. We walk into a place, I might be intimidated by you, by what I see or what I perceive of you, not realizing that you might feel the exact same about me. You over there checking yourself to see, like, okay, how am I coming off? You worried that I'm checking for you and digging into you, and you're not even paying me attention whole time. So that's that spiritual understanding, and bringing that compassion in of, you know what? Let sis know that it's safe. Let me embrace her. Let me give her a hug. Like, hey, give her a smile. Like, let her know she's safe for me. We have to feel that with one another. So having that spiritual understanding. And I've been there. I've done that. You know, it is what it is. And I just want to bring it out to the table for us to address that with ourselves. And in those moments when we do feel intimidated by one another, or we don't get a good vibe, or we, develop a bad feeling, because sometimes it could just be off the first encounter, like, oh no, she gave me a bad vibe. I can't mess with her. I've done it. Okay. So we have to do a self-evaluation in those moments. So now I'm about to pose more questions to us. Get ready, write it down, rewind if you got to. Okay. Ask yourself, why does she intimidate? Why is her presence a bother to me? Why do I feel like her vibe or whatever is off? What inside of me is triggered by her? Does she possess certain qualities that I know I need to work on? Like, I'm meeting her, I'm like, oh, she got a bad attitude. She ain't really friendly. Nah, I can't mess with her. When the only reason why I'm triggered by that in her is because I need to work on that for myself. Remember, it goes back to self. Another question, do I actually admire what she got going on? So instead of bigging her up, I want to tear her down. We do that sometimes. We do that to each other sometimes. You like how she's moving, you like what she's doing, but because you're in your pride about yourself, you can't even, congratulate and big her up and put your pride to the side and gain what you can from her, that you want to tear her down instead. And this last little question, this is something that I've been learning for myself, definitely on a spiritual level, especially in dealing with women who are new in their walk with God and, changing their life. And is the bad vibe or the offness that I'm feeling, or the uncomfortableness that I'm feeling by her? Am I just really picking up on her spiritual residue of a life that she's coming from? Maybe she's going from being this negative, wild, out in the street fighting type woman to being a woman of God, and now she's trying to change her life. And I'm picking up on that residue on a spiritual level, but I'm taking offense to it. And now, no, I don't want to dig with her. I'm not feeling her. On a spiritual level, having that understanding and that compassion and love, and really getting to know her and finding, okay, that's where she coming from. That's what I was picking up on. She ain't bad. She learned it. All right, I can pour into her. I can build with her and help her in where she's trying to get into in life. And she can do the same for me. Okay. So really do those self-evaluations, because if we don't ask ourselves these kind of questions and really dig into it, then bully tactics come in. Yes, grown women, we bully each other. And it's in our body language, it's in our speech, it's in our tone of voices towards each other, our behaviors. We do it, which is creating traumatic experiences for other women. Okay? And when you really think about it, if we don't address these things for ourselves, how is it affecting that person? Like, do you want to be the straw that breaks your sister's spirit? Like, think about it. Because you got some type of bad vibe or whatever it might be, something inside of you is triggered, and you're in your emotions and you insecure with yourself. Now you giving this sister, you mistreating this woman, and now you making her feel lonely. Now she feeling depressed. She feeling anxiety to the point where it might seem like I'm being super extra, but that kind of stuff can drive people to suicide and things like that. Like, really think about it. Do you want to be the straw that breaks your sister's spirit, that breaks her mind? Because she might have needed you to show her some love and compassion in that moment. And you just broke it. Think about it. Like, when that thought crossed my mind, like, that hurt my feelings to think like, dang, I could be really damaging this woman in a way that I don't even know, because I don't know what she's dealing with on the inside of her. Because I know the things that have been done towards me that could have broke me down, that had me in a terrible place. And I don't want to inflict that on anybody else. So these are things that I'm learning. When I tell you, when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself as well in this. So yeah, we have to be mindful that in our families, in our congregations, in our community, with the girl at the checkout line, be mindful of that. So now that we have addressed the traumas and how these things can affect us, and how it's not of God, because God wants us to love each other. You know, he wants us to care for each other, be kind, be loving, to like that. That's what we're here for, to love and build each other up. So how do we begin to create genuine friendships with other women? How? So women, we are creative. We are intelligent beings. That's why the Most High created us to be helpmeets to our men. You send us into the forest with 2 sticks. You come back and we done built a house and got a meal on the table, because we are creative, intelligent beings. And too many times we use that creative intelligence to do harm, for negative, rather than to encourage and celebrate another woman. Too many times we do that to alienate other women, you know, to maintain a certain position or a certain stature with ourselves. We do that. So we have to relearn how to build genuine friendships with each other, and really condition our mind to understand, when she wins, I win. When she wins, I win. If we get into that type of mindset, nothing can stop us. Honestly, it sounds so cliche, but nothing can stop us if we really see each other as partners and work together and build each other up. Nothing can stop us. So we start to build these genuine friendships, something I've been trying to do, you know, honestly, for the past 4 or 5, for like the last 4 years, when I really started coming into my spiritual walk, was say hi. It sounds so simple, but say hi to another woman. When you, like, too many times we walk past each other and put our head down. Like, look another woman in the eye, say, hey, how you doing today? Even if it's, you know, y'all walking opposite ways going in and out of Walmart. Hey, how you doing? Give eye contact. Really stop, you know, with people that you know, like, hey, how you doing? Look them in the eye. Ask how you doing. Stop. Wait for that answer. Be genuinely interested and concerned. And even if they say, oh, I'm good, because that's what we all say, like, oh, I'm good. Really stop it. Like, are you sure you okay? You good? You good? Okay, let me know if you're not. I'm here. Like, that's how we start to begin those genuine friendships. Greet women with hugs. I think I throw women off when I meet them and I give them a hug off top. They like, okay. Like, some of them like, oh, okay. They really be surprised, but it's in a good way of, okay, she's embracing, she's open, she's loving, you know. And I like that too when I meet women. Like, it, greet me with a hug. Let me know, you know, we need that skin to skin contact. We need to know that, hey, you're safe, you're good. Get into the habit of complimenting each other. I know I feel good when my sister tell me, hey, your hair look good today. You look nice. I see you working. I see you doing your thing. I see you growth. Like, that feels good. We need to get into a habit of complimenting one another in life, because it feels good to know that your sister sees you, that she recognizes you. It feels good. Initiate relationships with women at work, at school, everywhere that you go. Initiate that. Don't just wait for somebody to come to you like, well, you know, I'm new at the job. Ain't nobody came over and said hi to me. These women, no. Be the one, hey, I'm Chaunise. I'm new here. How you doing? What's your name? You married? Okay. Now, initiate that. Don't always wait for somebody to come to you, especially if you're someone who's trying to come from your traumas, you know? Especially if you're someone that's trying to grow from your trauma. Stretch yourself, stretch your spirit. Really, really push that. And another thing, support other women. You know, right now is really a lot of entrepreneurs and, you know, a lot of women starting business and things like that. Support the next woman. You might not care about no glittery lip gloss, but you see this woman out here doing her thing and pushing, go buy that glittery lip gloss. Take a picture with it on. Post and say, hey, my sis got some lip gloss. Go get you some. Support her. You support each other. And that's not just in business, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Support a sister. You see a sister down, you know, a lot of us on social media, we on Instagram and Facebook right now. You see a sister, you know, down in her thoughts and her emotions, inbox her, hey sis, you all right? You need somebody to talk to? Send her some loving words. Support each other. We have to. We got to do that. If we don't support each other, who will? Be open to new people in your circle. I was jokingly talking to my friend the other day about an incident she had with a girl. And I said, that's what you get. No new friends. I was jokingly saying that, but that's really real. That's really a mindset of no new friends. I'm not inviting no new people into my circle. The people I mess with are the people that I mess with. I'm not letting nobody in. Nope. Cut it. We cannot be that way because, you know, we get comfortable in our friends groups and, you know, bringing new people in will challenge us in our growths. New people will see new things. You'll be like, oh, my girl ain't never tell me that I overtalk when we in conversation. Thank you for bringing that to my attention and not to be offended by it. Be open to new people coming around and being in your circle. Don't have that attitude. That's so juvenile in high school. Like, no, we're adults. We're grown women. And also don't dismiss certain people because you feel like they're not on your level. You know, you may have certain knowledge about life, about, you know, the Bible, whatever it might be, you know, intelligence about whatever. You might feel like you're in a certain place in life where you live a certain lifestyle and a woman is not on your level. So you're not going to, you know, open up and be a sister towards her. That's not the attitude to have. It's not, because you can learn something from anybody, from everybody. I told you, in working with youth, the little girls that were around me, they gave me so much. They gave me so much, taught me so much about being a woman, being a leading woman. They taught me so much, and they're little kids. Okay, all my friends may not come from the same backgrounds and lifestyles and things like that, but they all bring something that I would never trade for anything in this world. You know, I might be book smart, but my girl might be street smart. She might be able to help me figure out something that I would have never thought of. So never look down on somebody, on another woman, and say, oh, she's not on my level. You might be the CEO at the company. She might be the janitor. You better smile and says, how you doing? What you got going on? You never know. You never know. So yeah, that's how we start creating these genuine friendships. And then after we get them, we gotta learn how to nourish them, learn how to really be friends. Go back to our days being on the playground when we weren't scared to engage with each other and be friends, and share your chips with the girls. You know, like, nurture our friendships, really nurturing them. So doing that is, when your girl need to talk, ask those questions. All right, sis, what you need to do? You need to vent. You just want to talk. You want me to just listen. You want some advice where I, can kind of help guide you in what you want and what you're dealing with. You want me to challenge your thoughts. You want me to, if you believe, you want me to challenge what you think and to help you reaffirm where you at. Like, ask your friend that when she comes to you advice, ask her, okay, what do you need from me, so that you can properly pour into her and for her to do the same thing for you. Okay, because sometimes you might be giving some unsolicited advice. She might know exactly what she thinks and what she feels. She just want to get something off her chest and keep it going. So know how to be there for it. That's nourishing that relationship. In every relationship, creating clear boundaries, and being mindful not be overbearing and too demanding on your friends, having too many high expectations. Oh, you didn't call me on my birthday before the end of the night, so we got problems. That's okay. Like, don't be so overbearing with your friends. Oh, we haven't talked in 2 weeks, so I got attitude with you. We're grown, we live life. I know some of my girlfriends, they know, and I probably annoying, but they the same way. If I don't talk to you for 6 months, we're gonna pick right back up where we was at 6 months later. Like, okay, so what was you saying? Okay. So don't be so overbearing and on your friendships and it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy emotionally on one another. And we can sometimes do that in our female to female friendships. Make amends with people. Make amends. That, you gotta get to that pride. Make amends with people who you were connected with. Somebody you might have offended. Said, you know what, I'm sorry. Let's start over. Let's build new. Make amends, especially with longtime friends, because people fall apart, have little fallings ways. Build up with your friends. Make amends with people. And when issues happen, because things happen, y'all, sorry, things happen, immediately address situations, and not all emotionally, but logically deal with situations head on, immediate, fast. Get through the bad so you can get to the good with your sister. Because too many times we have one little spat and now we ain't talked to 17 years. And if we would have addressed the conversation right then and there, it could have been done, and we could have had a flourished friendship over these past 17 years. And, definitely looking into scripture, we get that type of guidance. In the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and 15, it shows us how to problem solve with one another. Matthew 18 and 15 says, moreover, if thy brother or sister shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. But if he will not hear thee, then take thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. Okay, so this is teaching us how to problem solve. Go to your sister one-on-one. Don't go tell Jim, Joe, and all of them, oh yeah, she did this to me, and go talk to your sister directly. Let her know what she did that hurt you, offended you, whatever it might be, and y'all work it out together. And if y'all still can't work it out, okay, then bring somebody in to witness and help y'all mediate it, because we don't want to just throw our friendships away, because sisters are precious. A good friend is precious. Okay, a faithful friend is a great treasure in this life. We can't just throw each other away because we didn't have a conversation. And doing this type of scriptural problem solving, it leaves room for nobody to be able to hold grudges. You don't gossip against each other, and it helps to build your relationships, because everybody want a ride or die friend. Everybody want their ride or die friend, and you got to be willing to go through the trenches, go through any and everything, go to the brink of death for your friendship and find your way back. Then that's how you got a ride or die friend. I don't care if you fuss and fight, make your way back to your friends, because that's going to help make your bond even stronger. Like, dang, we went through all of that and we still here today. Those are the things that are important for us. Okay. So, just in closing up, I want to say it's up and downs in every relationship. Understand, hurt people. We talked about traumas. We know hurt people. And the people that caused you some type of hurt was probably hurt for somebody else. So you got to be the one to end it. I know it's hard, it's annoying. We got to be the ones to break the cycle, because we got the understanding that, hey, this is not how things are supposed to be. Okay. So, we might find ourselves in, positions of power and influence. So we got to use those for good to help build each other up. You know, that's why what I do with my magazine Pacemakers, you know, it's all about building women up, empowering them, you know, as women, wives, and mothers, because that's important to me, to be able to give that to other women. You know, because as women, there are so many benefits of our relationships with each other. Empowerment, like to have your sister root you on, because your sister is gonna see your growth before anybody else. Like, I see you, sis, and that feels good. That yes, girl, that it feels good coming from another woman. It does. Supporting each other in life. Like, who else is gonna understand your struggles more than a sister, more than another woman? Nobody. And you know the saying, you know, where the women go, the culture goes. Like, we are the beat, we the rhythm. Okay, so we have to be those elder sisters and mothers and cousins that are teaching our youth how to love themselves and to love one another, because a lot of us didn't have that coming up. So, you know, and that goes into that Titus 2:3-5, where it says, the aged woman likewise, that they may be in behaviors that become in holiness, not false accusers, not given too much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, which is sober-minded, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. That is our job as the elder sisters. We have to raise up the younger women around us. We have to be that example. We have to be that light. You know, our younger sisters and the young women around us, they should see us being fly, being modestly dressed, being smart, sharp-minded women, you know, emotionally controlled, spiritually balanced. They need that from us. I know my young girls, they big teenagers now, but I literally get phone calls and texts today, you know, from them like, hey, how you doing? I miss you. You know, their moms, I appreciate what you poured into my daughters. Like, it's important. It's so important for us to be those leaders and examples to the younger women around us. You know, like I said, that's why I created Pacemakers, because it's to inform and uplift other women. All the businesses that I promote inside my magazine are entrepreneurs who are mostly women. I think it's been like one male with their business in the magazine, and his business is geared towards women. So, you know, building women up, you know, giving them a platform for their voices, for the things that are important to us, promoting modest dressing, topics of interest of us, as you know, in our marriages, you know, date nights and things like that. Something that mothers and daughters can share, because that's important to me to give that to other women. You know, that's my ministry of sisterhood and love towards one another. So, you know, at the end of the day, love is the key. We have to love our sisters. We have to love each other the same way that Christ loved us. You know, he taught us grace and compassion. Like I said, he literally gave his life to show us that. And, you know, that's why I always say lead with love. Like, you see it on my shirt today. My sister made this for me, and my earrings. My sister Sherry, hey. But, you know, lead with love. Let everything you do be with love. Like, let every interaction, every thought, because, you know, like I said on that promo video for today, you know, we can give a sister a hug and say, hey, sis, but really in our mind is, I'm not messing with her. I really don't deal with her. And that's not how we got to operate with each other. So lead with love in everything that you do. If you're a leader and people are watching you, let your example be with love. Let every step that you take, everything that you do, let love be at the helm of it, okay? Because we need each other. We need our sisters. That's how we're going to change this world. Love ourselves, love each other, affect the community, affect the world in a positive way, and let God be glorified in everything that we do. All right. So I love you, ladies, and I sincerely mean that. I love you, ladies, for being here, being with us today. And I'm gonna pass it back over to my sister Nicole. All right.
Okay, hi guys. Let me just pin the video. Hi, you guys. Oh my God. I'm trying to put it where both of us can be on, but it's not happening that way.
No.
Let me see. Um,
I have to double screen it.
choose video settings. Okay, I don't
All
know
right.
what's
Thank you, pacemakers, for being on here today. I love you all. I'll be saving this conversation. So, yes, I love you guys, Pacemakers Mag on
I'm also
Instagram.
going to be doing, I've recorded the video on Zoom, so I will be sharing this on YouTube. So I'm going to be editing the video, you know, putting things together, and then I will put it on YouTube so we can share to whatever platform that we feel like. But you guys, I am so like my heart is so touched because this is something that is so precious to me. It is so precious to me. And God told me, you know what, Nicole, this month, this is something, it wasn't a series, but it's something that God wanted to touch on in terms of sisterhood and really, you know, going deep into those areas, because I know a lot of us, like, this is a woman ministry that I have. You have your women's ministry as well, you know, their magazine, but sometimes a lot of women don't, we may have followers on our page, but not everyone would be active. They would look on from a distance, but they would never really open up themselves because of trust issues, because of, you know, insecurities, or just because of they don't know if they can, is this real? Like, sis, is this real? Is this sisterhood real? Is this something like, well, I've heard about you, or I heard about, like, you know, is this something that I can open myself to and be a part of, and not be judged and not be criticized and not be bashed? I'm different. I'm not like you. I'm like, this is me. Can I be, is it a safe place where I can express myself? My voice may be different from yours, you know, but would that be okay if I sound different from you? Would it be okay if it is, I don't like wearing makeup, or I wear makeup, or I have short hair, or I don't have short hair? Let me just plug in my charger, you know. But
Yeah.
it's so important, guys, that if you don't take anything today from this, I want you guys, please, to, it's so important that we allow ourselves to be healed. I cannot reiterate this enough. I cannot talk about this enough. Am I totally healed and whole? No, I am not. I am on a journey to wholeness. But the thing is, I have said yes to God to allow Him to deal with those areas. And Chaunise, there was something that you spoke about that was so profound. I think I got it there. Yeah, that was so profound that it's something I'm going to be speaking on a little later on, maybe January. It's mother. You didn't say mother wounds, but you went back into the history of mothers and that relationship with mothers. And in my process of healing, this is something that God had to deal with me, because a mother is a person that is a nurturer. Yes, fathers are nurturers as well, but God put something specifically in women that they would nurture. So if you grew up and your mom wasn't there, or she probably was there, but she wasn't there emotionally, she couldn't look you in your eyes as a baby, as a toddler. She didn't, that skin to skin touch, that feel, you know, you need that. So if you did not get that as a child growing up, you would not know what it is to truly embrace another woman. You would not know what it is to truly be a woman that you would reject love. When you see love, you would always reject it, because your mom never really, she was never that voice, so she was never that example. And listen to me, I'm not saying that, oh, your mom was bad. She only gave you what she did, because in my own life with my mom too, like, I went through a lot, and I will do another live concerning this, but with my growth and relationship with God. God healed me, and He allowed me to see, Nicole, your mother, she went through so many hurts, and she went through so many pains. And even though you yourself may have been emotionally abused or whatever, you know, you have to realize that her mom wasn't there for her either. But guys, it's so important that we start with that mother womb. I'm telling you, that point that Chaunise brought forth today is something so profound and so I think it's an issue that a lot of women face. And I know I have some friends that even talk to me about this same issue, about their mom not being there, about feeling rejected by their mom. Your mom is the first person that shows you what confidence looks like. She shows you what it is to be a strong woman. She shows you what it is to love other women. Like, as Chaunise said, was she a person, did she gossip? Was she a person, did she embrace other women? Her friends, well, how was her circle? How did she respond to other women? So guys, if you don't take anything from today, I'm asking you guys from my heart. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Nicole, and I am the founder of Daddy's Little Butterflies. Okay, guys? I want you, hear me, sisters, today. And I am on the same journey. I know Chaunise as well. She is on her journey still. But we're not going to allow that journey to stop us from doing what God has said to do. But guys, go before God and say, God, heal my heart from every brokenness. Go back to my days, my mother wounds, every past relationship that I had where, you know, you were wounded by someone else that probably betrayed you, or, you know, you found out things and you just pushed yourself away. And no, we need to allow God, say, God, I want to be open again. I want to trust again. I want to believe in this thing I keep hearing about, this sisterhood. I want to be my sister's keeper. So I want to challenge you today. Listen to me. This is going to break. I told God, I said, I hate this devil. Listen to me, because I have been through so many things with women. And it's like, I mean, only because of God, I'm still here and I'm choosing to love. You understand? But I hate this devil. And I said, listen to me. God, you're going to raise up women with power, women with authority, women who are anointed. Hallelujah. Thank you for your presence, God. And you're going to raise up women that have each other's back and know what true sisterhood is. We're not going to be jealous. We're not going to be envious. We're not going to be competitive. And we're not going to allow our insecurities to dictate how we respond to our sisters any longer. You guys, we have to start now. We're not perfect. None of us were perfect. Well, we all messed up. I messed up. You guys have messed up.
I'm so up.
Listen, we've all messed up. Like, I've had insecurities. I had so many things because of my wounds and traumas that I've faced, but I'm determined. You have to be determined to not be a victim.
Yes.
Be determined to not allow yourself to be victimized by what it is you have faced, and say, God, this happened to me. It's a hot mess. My heart is broken, but heal me, Jesus.
Yes.
I thank you for your grace. I cannot do this on my own, but heal me. So what I want now, Chaunise, if you don't mind, quickly, can you say a short prayer, sister girl? Can you say a short prayer?
Okay.
A prayer for those women that are out here, that are on this live, those that will watch the replay, just from your heart. You know, those who are broken, those who are afraid to allow themselves to love and really be open to receive that sisterhood and that connection with another woman. And even those who are insecure, and it's not really, like I said, it's not that insecurity came from maybe their moms not being there, or their dads not being there, or they didn't grow up in a healthy family, so they really don't know what it is to be an expression of love or to be able to receive that love. So if you can just pray shortly and just touch on that and pray for those who are listening right now.
All right, no problem. I just want to say, Most High God, Yah, Yahweh, whatever name you call him by, Lord, I ask you to bless the hearts and the minds of the women that are watching and listening to this message today. Please pour peace, please pour understanding into their hearts and into their minds. Give them understanding of themselves. Give them the courage to lay aside the weights that are on their hearts, that they're carrying around, that's not allowing the women that you're trying to place in their life into them. I ask you to heal the wounds that some of us feel. I ask you to let this word go out, this encouragement, that genuineness from this conversation to be felt by all that need this and hear this, and to continue to bless us and give us another day to learn and to grow as women and as sisters. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Chaunise. Girl, God bless you. Thank you so much. Listen to me. I know I'm going to get messages after this concerning this. I just know women are going to message me after this and start to pour their hearts out. Sis, I know you are busy. I know you have your kids, your husband, your life. But from my heart, sis, thank you so much for taking that time out. That word today, this word was needed, and it was powerful. It was clear. It was precise. And I thank you from my heart for sharing today. To all of you out there, thank you for taking the time to come on out and be with us today on this live. I know for sure you were blessed. Feel free to follow Chaunise. She's on Facebook and she's on Instagram, as well as Peacemaker Magazine. It's on Facebook, right, Chaunise? And it's also on Instagram.
Yes, Pacemakers Mag, Pacemakers Mag. That's on Instagram. On Facebook, you can find me, Chaunise Hill, Chaunise Hill. And also check out Pacemakers Magazine at pacemakersmag.com. Get your copy, support your sis, get some of this love that we're trying to give out. And Nicole, I just want to thank you so much for having me on here today. I feel like I'm in Trinidad. I feel like I just traveled today.
We don't know what might happen, right? We don't know. God works in mysterious ways, right?
But thank you for having me on today. And, I look forward to seeing, what else you come with. I've enjoyed watching your growth. I've been watching, listening. So yes, sis, I love and appreciate the genuineness and the love and what you're doing with your platform. And we're going to continue to work together. Okay.
Listen to me, that's for sure. You got that right. And you guys as well, if those of you who are interested, you can be a part of our private Facebook group. And as well as we have a page on Facebook that is open to the public. And also we're on Instagram. We have a YouTube page and also the website with a lot of blogs. I'm hoping that Chaunise will do a blog. Yes, well, she will do a blog for me, a blog post. And it's going to be up there. Any of you guys that are watching, you feel like you're a writer. You don't have to be super professional, but you have a voice, especially when it comes to women. You could also hit me up and Chaunise, because I know she's also looking for writers, correct, right? Chaunise, you're looking for writers too? Great.
Yes, writers, content creators, all that. Pacemakers Mag under the contact section. Yes, if you got a word, something you want to share, beauty, spiritual development, whatever, come see me.
Right. So guys, we're here to work together. We're here to build the kingdom of God, because that's what it's all about. So again, my sisters, thank you so much. Our Trinidad-based family, our international-based family, we love you. I love you. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.